Back here with Rob Cushman, and guys coming off a pretty exciting homecoming win, I would say, 44-43 over McMurray, and you guys get to go back to your favorite place on the road again, where you won your last two road games.
We're at the bus. We're getting real comfortable on the bus. This will be the fourth road trip in 6 games, so at least it's not overnight. At least it's
Right.
under 3 hours. So. Maybe it doesn't even qualify as a trip, but we're back on the road for sure.
So let's kind of take us through the kind of last game. The emotions obviously high and just up and down throughout that whole.
Well, every game, I've said this before, every game has a life of its own. You don't know how it's going to go. You don't know how it's going to evolve from series to series, quarter to quarter, certainly half to half. We had a halftime lead. We squandered a couple opportunities. We fumbled in the end zone and gave them a score, which is just unacceptable. But what we did do is we battled back and found ways to make some plays. Defensively, we weren't as sharp as we've been, but you've got to give McMurray some credit. Quarterback was outstanding. He scrambled around and made plays with both his legs and his feet, threw the ball a little better than we had anticipated, and made it for a little bit of a long day. But offensively, we really got on track. We rushed for over 300 yards and threw for enough and really. We only punted 3 times. But we turned it over a few more times than we should have again, and as I said, led to some points for them. But when we needed to respond, we really did. And a big fourth quarter, 22-point fourth quarter was huge for us after they had taken the lead. And then we had to hold on a little bit. What made it interesting we got to stop. We got a 4-and-out. They had to go for it on 4th down because they were behind about midfield. And took the ball back with 1:28 or so on the clock, and so we try to run. People were out. Why didn't you take a knee? Well, we couldn't take a knee. They had 2 timeouts. There was not. We had to try to get a first down or use as much clock as possible, make it be interesting at the end. But we didn't because we fumbled, which in turn did make it interesting at the end. But we fumbled on a pretty safe running play. I tried to run something that would be, that would give us a chance. Actually, it's the same play that J.C. Cummings popped the 22-yard touchdown run on, so I thought we might be able to catch him. Looking back, I was really close to throwing the ball and play-action pass on 1st down because they were really loaded up in the box. But we went with a safe running play. At least I thought that was safe, and we turned the ball over, we fumble. And lo and behold, McMurray puts together a nice drive and throws the ball and scrambles around and gets the ball in the end zone, then came down to the 2-point play. Thought we were smart in the call there. Marty had a good call on, and it kind of went through me, and I absolutely agreed that we're going to pinch the gaps and take away the inside run, but still come off the edge with some pressure.
Yep.
If they tried to roll out or bootleg, which he had done to us, and
right.
So it was kind of was a 2-way call for us, and we really played well and stuffed them in the back. It was kind of interesting that they ran kind of just an inside lead play there, but. They'd not run the ball real well against us. So, anyway, long story short, we got the key stop. Then we had one more exciting play. We had to fiddle the onside kick, which our hands team had not been out there all year. So that's always a concern, whether we practice it. But Tuesday afternoon is way different than Saturday with the game on the line. But we came up with the ball and be able to take a knee. So, yeah, great crowd, great atmosphere. I didn't realize until you, along with others, told us that it's the first time since 2006. We're just trying to win a football game, but that does add to it. It does add the excitement, and I guess all our wins have kind of been down to the last second. I'm hoping that isn't the pattern. But hey, listen, that's the way it goes. And again, each game's kind of different that way, and we've been able to come up on top the last couple of weeks.
And now you talked about going on the road and the running game getting going, 333 yards, I think it was, if I can remember correctly, and. Most in quite a few years, I think almost maybe 2011 or something like that, and he had 2 rushers over 100 yards. Going forward against a team that has given up about 200 yards a game, what is it going to take to continue that?
Well, we're just going to continue to block better at the point of attack and get everybody on the same page, make sure we execute and make sure that, in the option game we read it the right way. Devin Griffin's really, really, evolving as a quarterback, as a freshman. And, There's a big learning curve, and he's doing a nice job. But Donnie came in when Devin tweaked his ankle and did a nice job with it. So we're getting a lot of guys to contribute. I think our backs are, understand where to run a little bit better. I think we're blocking not only up front better. The offensive line, I think, has really grown from that first game in Hamlin to now. It's just night and day. But our perimeter blocking has been better too, so we had some longer runs, which was nice to see. So, there's no magic to this. It's doing what you do, what we installed way back in August, and try to get better at it every day and every week, and then take advantage with the defense gave us. I thought we did a nice job in the game, in the play calling and the game plan to take what the defense gives you. I know that's cliche, but that's the reality. That's college football. I mean, that's the game of football. Is
right.
You're not going to, beat yourself into a cement wall if you don't have to.
Right.
And so, where are they softer? Where can our blocking schemes take advantage? And then it's a matter of executing it. So there's a lot of fast, long answer to a short question, but I'm really pleased because we want to run the ball first. That's my deal. That's my makeup. I know that's not as popular as throwing it 70 times a game like Baylor and TCU, but the reality is that's how we're going to win. That's how we're trying to shape our program, to create a physicalness, a downhill running game, and then hurt them with the pass, and we've been able to do that. So this week, got to do the same thing. Got to continue to try to grow and continue to improve, and kind of see how Saturday unfolds.
And turning to the other side of the ball, you guys have had a successful defensive season so far, turning people over on a pretty high frequency, and you go against a team that can move the ball, but they've had struggle holding on to it. I think they've got 13 fumbles, and a little bit that on them, on the defenses they're playing too. But like I said, a team that can move the ball, what is going to be the key to stopping them?
Well, they're kind of they're an option football team. They've kind of gone to is a different form than we run, but there's some ball handling involved, ball security's been an issue for them. We didn't get the takeaways last week that we normally get, so we need to try to hammer away at the ball and, strip and rake and do everything we can to get the ball out and be good solid tacklers first and foremost.
Yep.
At the point of attack. Hopefully we can create some turnovers again, but they're gonna try to run the ball down. Quarterback's a good player. A couple of running backs are quality guys if you let them loose. They've had some trouble throwing the ball, at least effectively over a longer period, but they can hit you with a pass. Again, I'm always pretty cautious about what it's going to take, who we're playing and how it all goes. If you could predict, then I don't, it'd be a lot easier. But I want to make sure we do what we need to do, and we need to get back on track defensively from a consistency standpoint. We did some good things last Saturday, but had more mistakes, more breakdowns. And people are starting to game plan against us now. We play kind of that flex defense, a little different deal, and people are starting to figure us out at least a little. They have a little longer time with us, and so we need to make sure that we are still ahead of the game a little bit in terms of what we do and where we line up and how we go. Our pass coverage though is limited because of our personnel, and we're not able to play multiple coverage like I'd like to in the down the road here in a few years. We hope we'll have more DBs and a little bit of different. We can substitute in, substitute package, nickel packages, things like that. We're just not able to do this year, so we're a little bit hamstrung that way. But you guys play into the system; they know what to do. I know they're excited. The defense has decided to go play again and get back on track. And one of these games, we're going to put both sides of the ball together. At least I would hope that's the case. And then, of course, the other phase is the kicking game, and for the most part, that's been pretty good. Now it was a different Saturday. Their punt game wasn't very good, and we took advantage of a turnover and a score in the punt game, and then a stop on their last punt when they really had to punt it away and get field position. They did, and we had a short field. So, our kicking game, for the most part, kickoff coverage has not been great, but then now we pooch the ball and kind of have the deep onside to do some things to try to create some advantage there, too. So it's just a matter of trying to put all three phases together. I know that's what every coach in America says, but we've seen, this year now as we've grown that we're capable of being a good football team, and if we can be a little more consistent, I think we have a chance to have a good second half of the season.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, and good luck, and hopefully you guys come back with a win on Saturday.
Thanks, appreciate it.